That was loud.
That was loud.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Oil Stream. Dusty and Tommy Gazzola with you. We are at a Boston Pizza in Clairview, which is kind of like your old stomping grounds, but it's a new stomping grounds, essentially.
This is beautiful.
Yeah, it's nice.
Congratulations to Jason and the entire staff here. Like, this is fantastic. T-Roy Godfather getting involved already. Yeah, we'll get that sorted out. But anyway, this is unbelievable. This is beautiful. This is the nicest BP I've ever seen. And shout out to Jay. I know last year we were just catching up a little bit, and he was mentioning that April 30th was the fire. And that was
April 30th. That's what he was saying. Yeah,
and they did the rebuild. It's beautiful. It really is. So shout out to everybody here. And I knew it was going to be a tough year. And I remember talking to him. I think I saw him maybe once, and then talking to Tara as well. Very happy to see this location good to go, and people are going to love the playoffs here. That's for sure.
Yeah, it was good. The Godfather's here. VR Montenegro was here. Server Brett Popeye, Orlando Popeye as well.
Nacho Man is here.
It's Nacho Man.
He's back there.
Oh, there he is. That's Nacho Man right there.
Nacho Man's right there.
And this screen is unbelievable.
It is
174 inches.
Yeah.
174 inches.
And it's I mean, like the HD now and the 4K and the resolution you can get on these things is incredible. So, and the other thing I was saying to Tara too was when you're here, the layout, you're not missing anything because of the amount of TVs, the size of the TVs. There's no obstruction, and if there is like a tiny wall, you've got a million other options to watch. So there's like no bad seat in here. This is fantastic. This is a huge get for the north side. And I know the old location was good too, but this is like everything that you could probably want to improve on, they were able to.
They also have 6 o'clock lager in the can.
Stuff.
So
Oh yeah, Phil's here too, by the way.
There we go.
Yeah.
Hello, Phil. Hello,
Phil. I played hockey with his nephew. He watched me play since I was like 12, 13. Yeah, but
hasn't improved at all.
No, just very stagnant. He's actually very surprised I can put sentences together and do it for a living. So he would even argue that.
No, that's funny.
Yeah.
All right, if you want to swing on by, we are here for the lunch hour. We're going to try out some menu items on their new playoff menu.
Awesome.
So we'll get into that. That should be a lot of fun. What do you think? Is the camera a little fuzzy because of the internet? Because of our internet?
Well,
do you want a hard line in or what?
Hard line usually works good, but it might disrupt the signal, as I've learned the hard way on location at other places.
Tommy's an on-location piece, Steve.
Well, I mean, I think we've done like 20.
It looks good there.
It looks good there.
Yeah, really good there.
Listen.
It is cool seeing Oil Stream on like the big screens here at BP.
That is a good.
And
nice
they're awesome.
Actually, and Godfather thinks he's hilarious. He did a little doodle. Because there's a nice little
I saw that,
and the doodle has like Tommy the Fork, and your arts and crafts time has improved quite a bit. There we go. Phil sending that to the rankings.
There we go.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Thank you, Phil.
All right, Oil Stream live at Clairview. I'm just tweeting this out as well. Clairview Boston Pizza. I was just talking with Tara. They got like the rest of the schedule too.
Yep.
Next month we're gonna be back here for a patio show in July,
and then St. Albert.
We're gonna be at St. Albert is it August in St. Albert?
Yeah.
And then we're gonna go see Cody at where's his place?
Capilano.
Capilano. And then next month
Windermere.
We're in Windermere next month.
Yeah.
Which should be awesome. That's got a great lounge too there actually. But hopefully we're in patio show season. That's what I would like to see.
And I was talking to Bruce Simpson a little bit. I know you were too. Like we might even have like the table set up with our little EST like table cover.
Yeah, that would be kind of sick.
Yeah.
Especially out on a patio.
Yeah.
I think that would be amazing.
And I know the boys at the tailgate will appreciate that too when they're on location down at Commonwealth.
It's gonna look sharp. Yeah, William Huff's hooking us up. We're gonna get some stuff put together there
Yeah.
as well. But anyway, yeah, these screens are unbelievable. Even the ones that aren't
I think
like behind us.
are these
It's like
95s?
I
Like,
think they're 95s, and that's
yeah,
174.
yeah.
I mean, I thought my TV at home was pretty cool, but this is pretty slick. Yeah, very nice place to come watch a game or swing by and have lunch. Swing by and have lunch today, and $15 main side drink. If it's not ready in 20 minutes or less, you'll get
Deal.
the next one for you. On how was Hangout today, buddy?
A lot of fun. Actually, Matty and Belsey have this good thing going. Like they have a good back and forth where they play off each other really well. A lot of arguments. I got to have like a 10-minute power nap when they started talking deep diving NBA stuff. Like
Did they get into that? That must
oh,
have,
they got
okay.
into it. It was like focusing on Luka and stopping the Lakers, and that's all you got to do because the Celtics did it, and there's a roadmap there for success. So I was listening. It's just I didn't know the strategy playing against Luka.
I mean, but here's the thing. Just quickly on that, people are going to lose it on the oil stream if I start diving into this NBA stuff.
They were trying to get you to text in.
Well,
like,
no, but I got here at like 10 o'clock to start setup because I was listening to them on the way. I was listening to you guys on the way here.
Yeah.
When I thought it was a very like kind debate. See you later, VR. It was like
he got me a gift, which I can't
He's such a nice guy.
He's awesome.
It was a very kind debate about like who was being afraid more by sitting their guys or playing softly in that last game.
Yes.
So that was great, but I missed it. But I mean, saying, oh, the Celtics managed to shut down Luka, but Luka didn't have the greatest of all time riding shotgun with him last year. Or Austin Reeves, who's a 20, yeah, really funny, Tommy. I just splashed this in your face.
Please don't. That's delicious. That's
right in your
gold,
face.
Liquid gold.
It is liquid gold. I would never spill a 6 o'clock or lager.
Yeah, there you go.
El Presidente in the chat says that was my BPs for a long time before I moved. I still love going in there.
Yeah.
JT Shark says the best part of being with EST, you do not have to hide the fact that you are drinking. Well, I mean, it is our beer.
Yep.
So it does kind of make sense to promote ourselves and our partners over at Alley Cat. And thanks to Jason and the team here for bringing in the 6 o'clock loggers.
Phil got the lunch deal, and he got it in like 5 minutes.
See how quick that was?
Yeah,
right. Like
half
it's insane.
Fries, 5 minutes.
Half root
nice
fries. I like that. Yeah, that's terrific.
We can.
We can probably turn them on if you want. Yeah. Should we turn on the speakers?
Sure.
Yeah. Actually, just like this. Here we go. Right here. Let's just see. All right. Now the speakers should be on. They're on. Okay. There we go. Now the speakers are on. Thank you for the reminder. So if you want to come down here to Boston Pizza, we actually have the speakers on, so you can sit here, have lunch, and listen to the show as well. All right. We'll get to the chat. Of course, you can text us anytime, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. And we're going to try some of the new menu items here at BP's as well. So they'll bring those out as we work our way through the show. We'll be here up until 1 o'clock today. Corey B says, I'm not there for you to buy me a drink. So in lieu of that, I would like you to order a fishbowl and drink it with 2 straws at the same time.
It's not summer yet, Corey B.
But you and I, we share a little fishbowl there. Hey,
we've done it before. We do it again. That's no problem.
It's not our first time sharing a fishbowl.
It's not our first Boston Pizza fishbowl.
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
All right, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Naughty Possum is in and says, Tommy, you got to try the new atomic wings at Boston Pizza.
If they're
that's
super
on that
hot,
that's
I
on that
would
new
die.
menu. That's on that new menu, I think.
Okay, if they're like reasonable, like I don't handle hot well. I like hot, but I can't handle it well. Like I get like Ronald McDonald face.
Ronald McDonald face.
Yeah,
that's
you
not
get
good.
the clown mouth, and it's not.
Yeah, you definitely don't. You definitely don't want that. All right. If you have any questions, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. When are these guys going to be on the ice today?
They should be getting on the ice
right away. 15 minutes, right? 11:30. So what are you expecting today? First of all, let's start this. What did you think of Connor yesterday?
I was surprised by what he said because he basically contradicted everything Chris Knobloch said before the game on Monday. And Knobloch, I joked about it on the pregame show. I talked about it a bit on the postgame show. I talked about it yesterday on the hangout. Like Knobloch yesterday or 2 days ago when we did the scrum with him after practice, a very lightly attended morning skate. He got through the laundry list of guys who were not able to play on Monday night. And you could kind of tell when he finished up, he was like, before he walked back into the locker room, he was like going over every player that was discussed and making sure he didn't implicate anybody or get Stan into any trouble cap wise, because he's like, this guy maybe by game 1, this guy maybe by game 2, this guy maybe by Wednesday, but probably game one. And then Connor just goes, yeah, we're healthy. We'll be fine. I don't like when people are talking about us being an underdog. I like the fire from Connor. He's kind of pushing back on everybody. And I still think that the Oilers are the favorite in this series. And I know there's concern, rightly so. The fan base, maybe not as confident going into this series like they were last year. And the Kings are a better team, but I still think that the Oilers have their number. I really do think that the Oilers are in the Kings' minds. And Dennis Bernstein was sitting with me the other night, and he's like, Tom, the Oilers are ready for the Kings. They're ready to slay the dragon. And that's how he described it. And I get that, but I know Kemper has had an amazing season. I know the Kings are unbelievable on home ice, but Dusty, they do have flaws. They don't play well on the road. I think they finished with 16 wins, or they had their 16th road win when they beat the Oilers. They're like 16, 19, and 2, if I'm remembering off the top of my head correctly. And they were playing a B team, clearly, like Phil Deneau said.
Yeah.
But the Kings aren't strong on the road. I said, why is that to Dennis Bernstein? Bernstein said they have a tough time playing behind. They have to change their game on the road. They don't have the momentum and confidence of home ice. And so if you can get to them when they're on the road early and get them into a track meet, which the Oilers could probably do easily, that's advantage Edmonton. And I think if you can get to Kemper, I think you can get to the third pairing of the Kings defense. I think their fourth line might be a little bit questionable. There are flaws on this Kings team. They're not ones that are insurmountable. So I think we hyped up the Kings a little bit too much too, but they do deserve.
Okay, I'm glad. No, but I'm glad you brought this up because I kind of looked into it a little bit this morning, and the Oilers have beat the Kings 3 years in a row.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, well, yeah, but this Kings team, like in my mind, I'm like, this Kings team seems to be different than the other Kings teams that we've seen so far. So I did bring this up this morning, and it wasn't updated properly because they do have 48 wins this year. But the Kings had 48 wins this year. Last year, they had 44 wins. They were a 99-point team.
Mm-hmm.
The year before that, they had 47 wins and were a 104-point team, and the Oilers beat them.
Yes.
And the year before that, they were another 99-point team. Like this is not a team that was sneaking in the playoffs with 91 points and getting lucky. Like the Kings, for 4 years in a row now, have won at least 44 games. They won 47 2 years ago. Oilers beat them. They've won 48 this year. I like outside of Darcy Kemper, is the rest of that Kings group any better than it has been in the past? And I'm not necessarily sure it is. I think those extra 4 wins might just be credited to the play of Darcy Kemper.
You could make an argument that they have better depth. Like Fogle was a good ad, and
they lost Arvidsson.
Yep, but Arvidsson wasn't healthy in the last few years. Fogle was, and Fogle continued to build off of a career year last year. And Quentin Byfield took another step, and that's notable. And we'll see if they get him out of that neck brace and out of the wheelchair after making sure that Darnell Nurse was suspended, and he'll be good to go for game one, I'm sure. But I think, in general, they are a better team, but I don't think they're the big bad wolf that some people might think they are.
Yeah, like I view this team very similar to the last 3 teams the Oilers have faced, with the exception of Darcy Kemper between the pipes. Like if you run this team back, okay, Kuzmenko's been added.
Right.
Oh boy, look at this. Look at what we got going on here. Thank you very much.
This looks good. Thank you,
Lisa. This is going to be a busy day. Lisa's bringing stuff out.
Oh, yeah.
These are the nachos.
Look at that.
Look at this. This is nacho parents Boston pizza, right? Things are different now. Are there cactus cuts in here? There's cactus cuts in here.
Are you serious?
This is nachos and cactus cuts.
Oh my.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Look at this.
Okay, let me bring this up here for a sec. Sorry.
You're gonna bring.
I'm bringing up the menu, the new items.
These are cactus cuts.
Yeah, there's cactus cuts combined with nachos. I don't know who invented this, but it's like Einstein essentially. Okay, let me just bring this up. Here we are. These are called Double Trouble Nachos.
Wow.
And they're cactus cuts and nachos combined. There we are.
There we go. Thank you, Jason.
Winning lineup.
That's the other thing we didn't do a lot of at the old station is eat on the air
Yeah,
every now and then.
but that's because they couldn't afford to pay for food. Okay, that's true.
I drove by there yesterday, by the way.
The old place?
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a lot of
It's pretty
vehicles
sad.
parked
I go
out
in there sometimes.
Yeah.
I think we could honestly sneak in there, set all of our stuff up, and work from there. Nobody would know.
Probably not.
The new triple pep pizza looks insane, and then this wingman pizza that looks good too. These are well, I had the cactus cut. That's why. What's the sauce on here? What is this sauce? This is good.
I think it's like a chipotle.
Maybe.
I
Anyway,
think it is. Wow.
I'm just looking at this Kings roster. So
yeah,
like everybody's more afraid of the Kings this year. First of all, until the Oilers started to get banged up and sick, they were better than the Kings.
Correct.
So that's not an unfair statement?
No.
Is it? Like, okay, so there's that. Turcotte, familiar with. Kempe, Kopitar, obviously. Trevor Moore, Philip Deneau, Lafreniere, Fiala, Trevor Lewis. Like, these are all guys that the Oilers have played with the Kings before.
Yeah.
They added Fogle. Akil, like, there is, let's see here. Like, I'm trying to think what's different from a roster perspective.
The other thing too,
like outside of Kemper. I mean, it's like, why is this team so much more scary than the other teams outside of Darcy Kemper?
And the defense isn't anything
no
crazy either that the Oilers haven't faced before in the playoffs. So the other thing too, we're talking about last game, and Belzy was discussing this, was okay, the Oilers were trying to set the tone, be physical with their B team to the Kings, mostly A team, right?
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, who would respond from LA physically? The only guy that could, honestly, would be Tanner Jeannot, and he's hurt.
Yeah,
who else on that roster would have an answer physically? Joel Edmondson, maybe. Okay, if he plays.
Nothing against Joel Edmondson. Many people were rumored that he was going to come here for a while.
Sure.
The others aren't worried about Joel Edmondson.
No.
I'm sorry. They're not. Yeah,
I know Malott can mix it up. Hellenius is a large guy, but I don't know. Does he fight?
Doesn't matter. Who
does
cares
he throw
about,
the body?
Nobody's really. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, go grinding of it. It's not like there's going to be 9 line brawls in this series. Like, to me, it's. I know Kuzmenko's been playing really well with those guys, and he's probably going to get his in this series. But I don't look at the Kings outside of Darcy Kemper and go, "Wow, this team's insane." Okay,
here we go. Thank you, Lisa.
Oh, look at these. These are perfect little sizes here. This is that wingman pizza, I believe, the wingman, and then
the poutine.
Poutine as well. Let's
here we'll
move these plates here. We'll make it work.
Yeah,
beautiful. Thank you for this. Gravy looks delicious.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, you see this gravy? This looks really good. All right, let me take a picture of this. This is whoever decided to make cactus cut nachos is a genius.
Chef's kiss.
All right, there we go.
Is this butter chicken?
No, that's that's like all meat bites on a pizza. Yeah. Oh boy.
Wow.
All right. Well, this is gonna be a good day right here.
Yeah.
Luckily, I have a keyboard that I can just move around everywhere. So this is
I'm gonna try.
This is easy peasy.
I'm gonna try this poutine.
If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. If you've not yet tried out any of this new Boston Pizza menu, you definitely should. The double trouble nachos, the wingman pizza, and what are they calling this poutine again? It's like the all Canadian or something like that. Let me see here. Yeah, the new Canadian All-Star poutine. Double fried.
Maple syrup in there.
Oh,
right.
Oh. The gravy tastes like maple syrup
and bacon.
Oh my god, that might be I'm trying to think what my favorite one is. I'm gonna try the slice of this pizza.
Okay, this is the meat
called the wingman.
Wingman. Oh my! And look at T-Roy, he's just eyeing it up. Still hungry? Oh,
Amish Man 19 says, "Wait, all meat bites on the pizza? Yep. Someone's been cooking." Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Like it's this is a great extravaganza here of food today. Sorry, we gotta try to stay focused here and do a show, but it's kind of tough to do right now.
Unbelievable. Okay, back to
anyway. I guess what I'm saying is, I think Darcy Kemper has improved the Kings by a couple of wings.
Yes.
But I don't think the rest of the team all of a sudden is something that the others can't handle.
Like,
so
why are they
to
so
me,
scary?
it comes Darcy Kemper. to me, it comes down to, can the Oilers beat Darcy Kemper? Like, I don't think it's going to be like, man, the Kings aren't giving up any chances. The Oilers, I mean, David and Draisaitl are held in check. Like, that's not what's going to happen in this series. What's going to happen in this series is Darcy Kemper either is really, really good and the Kings win, or Darcy Kemper is just good and the Oilers still find a way to win.
Yeah. Another thing I noticed around the Kings the other day when they were here was it seemed like, remember the second go around between the Oilers and the Kings in the playoffs, and that game went to Game 6. And all it was about was how infatuated LA was about beating Edmonton. And there was a little bit of that carried over last year as well. But I get the sense it's at the same level it was 2 years ago, where they wanted revenge and they wanted to beat the Oilers.
There's more things. Okay.
All right. What's this one, Lisa?
These are the wings.
Wing flight? Oh,
these
my.
Are
Okay.
a flight of wings here.
Where are we going to put this?
We're going to have to find. Oh,
All
man.
right, well, yeah.
That smells insane.
Oh, wow. Good? Good. Oh,
Let's try that here. Let's move this up.
Yeah, there we go. This is. What is this one?
Which one's the atomic one? Because I don't know if I. Yeah.
No.
It won't tell us. Anyway, the wing. Look at this. The wing, like the flight of wings here.
Yeah.
This looks good as well. Oh my goodness. Spicy
That's
dill.
Spicy dill.
That would be spicy dill.
Yeah.
Lemon pepper, and those are the killers. How they smell.
They're atomic.
Not. I don't really do
I'm
hot
sweating.
stuff. That might be tough for me.
I'm sweating.
How atomic are we talking? Like, is this gonna damage my stomach?
Like YouTube Trev, maybe.
I don't think it's that bad.
I hope not.
All right, I'll just sweeten up. Why are people scared of the Kings? Like, so, Minnie Cooper says, I'll be waiting at EST headquarters for you guys to bring the leftovers back.
I'm eating it all.
Yeah, I was going to say leftovers. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? You crazy?
So do you think Oilers fans, if you're listening right now, you can text us or get in the chat. Do you, like, are you scared of the Kings? I don't think anybody should be scared of the Kings. Not that I'm going to say, oh, the Oilers are scary and the Kings, but like, I get the sense sometimes that people are like, oh, this Kings team, they're finally, like, I don't see too much of a difference.
Nor should you. We did see some discussion post game the other night. Some people were still upset that the team did lose and they got spanked, and they're like, "Oh, this Kings team is too deep." And I said out loud, I'm like, "How do you even judge tonight's game?" And bring this thought from tonight into Game 1. It has no bearing on what happens in Game 1 whatsoever. And there were some people that said, wow, this is the Kings sending a message. I'm like, what message did they send? Because
zero message sent on Saturday.
There was no physical message that was sent. It was a team full of NHLers against a team full of AHLers and a few guys who were left over. And not to mention a guy playing his first NHL game after barely making it on a flight that was scary as hell. Did you see there's footage of that flight?
I didn't see footage of the flight.
Quinn Hudson's being called buddy by his
I
new
heard you
teammate.
say that on your post game.
Yeah, we're sitting up in the press box, and it's Victor Arvidsson calling for a pass, going, buddy, buddy, buddy. You can't judge what happened Monday and go, well, this is what's going to happen in Game 1. LA is going to have their way. It's going to be more of that. Not a chance, but there were some that were of that mind, and I was blown away by it. Maybe they had a few beverages on a Monday night. I don't know, but it seemed silly to me.
First of all, if you were at that game, you probably were drinking. Like when they fall behind like that quickly, you probably have a couple of bevies. I had a finished long drink with my good friend David Bunting. Yeah.
I love how he's a good friend now.
Those wings are like the honey dill ones.
Yeah.
Or the dill ones. Those are good. I mean, this menu is delicious. This is extremely well done. Boston Pizza, you've done it again. There must be a reason. There's like a billion of them.
Yeah.
It's working out very well.
It's only been around for 60 years.
Yeah. Okay. So
anyway,
so as we continue to, I guess this is the last oil stream before playoffs. So what would scare you as an Oilers fan? And it doesn't have to just be the Kings. It could be you're just scared about what the Oilers have done lately.
I'd be scared about the injury situation, regardless of
what Connor. Not what Connor. So you don't believe Connor? Do you think he's playing it up to be like, let's just not let these guys know how injured
I
we
thought
are?
that was a little bit of lip service from him yesterday.
You mentioned it earlier, but it was kind of strange when he's like, no matter what Knobs is alluding to, we're healthy. Like when we played that this morning, I was like, huh.
Okay.
It's like Knobloch's like, let's string everybody along and say we're hurt and we're not just resting guys. And McDavid's like, we're healthy. Let's play. It's go time. Like,
well, when you're looking at the medical team and they're giving you the, I would trust them because they would have a better idea. But I like the spunk and the attitude from McDavid. And, Wyshynski said it good on your show this morning is when you have a Connor and a Leon, that changes things dramatically. And Connor and Leon elevate their games in the postseason. And if they're healthy, look out. Like, I think they could take over this series. And if I was LA, I would be scared about that. I would be worried about falling into the same routine that has happened the last 3 springs. If I was LA, I would still feel confident this year going into this series. I'd be encouraged by the fact you don't play a 1-3-1. I would be reassured in your goaltending, but I still would see 97-29 coming at me, and I'd be like, uh-oh. Because if they crank it up and they're healthy, you're in trouble.
All right. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. If you'd like to text us, you can text us there. This one is in from Waddy in Cloverdale and says, hopefully all these delicious sounding new items are also available in non-playoff markets like Vancouver. That's kind of
the staff here are laughing.
That's kind of
they
funny.
Are laughing.
Collingwood Rob says, I'm not scared of the Kings. I'm scared of the officiating being crap. Other than that, let's go. Rip City Steps says, hopefully all these old guys can make it happen when it matters. The Troll is in and says, I love you guys, but read our texts and talk about hockey. Most of us don't care what food we aren't getting to eat. But Troll, telling you, you should probably come by and get something, man.
Troll, I'll tell you, you sound hungry, and I'd be willing to share some of these wings with you.
Yeah, come on down, buddy.
Maybe this poutine.
Come on down.
I might, you know what, Troll? I'm going to have this bite in your honor.
That's just for you, Troll.
That's for you, Troll. Oh, so good.
This text is in and says, what is this? The Food Network? It is when we're set up with a new playoff menu at Boston Pizza.
Look at that. Look at that.
That's a good bite of poutine right there. That poutine's good, isn't it? You saved some of that. I got to get in on that.
I'm getting the nod of approval.
Later on. It's going to take us a while after the show today to get through all of this stuff. Anyway, what scares you going into this series?
You see this one from Bonnie Dunron?
Okay.
Bonnie Dunron texting and says, Oilers' depth isn't there. Physicality isn't there unless Kane and Frederic line up. Too many unknown variables with this team from last year's playoff run. I don't disagree with the physicality being missing with Kane and Frederic. I think Kane's playing game 1. Frederic, I don't know. Like, honestly, like that one, when he played, what was it, last week? And he only played 7 minutes, got hurt 6 seconds in. That's concerning. But I do think Kane's going to play. And I think they had to, as Shoggy told me in the press box the other night, tap dance some landmines with him. And there were a few thrown at him with the questioning, and he handled it really well.
Yeah.
I think he's playing. So
Shoggy loves throwing landmines.
He loves landmines.
He's always looking for somebody to blow up in those scrums. All right. So, and we'll get to it because they're on the ice right now. It looks like McDavid's with Skinner and Connor Brown again. So we'll have that. We'll get into that. I'm sure we'll have some line combinations.
Yeah.
But I saw Jack Michael say that Skinner and Brown are with Connor McDavid. But on the whole, the physicality thing, okay. So if Kane's ready for game 1, great. I mean, how physical will he be coming off a pretty significant physical injury? Yet to be seen. But to me, when the Oilers have their best playoff games, it's when the puck drops, it gets sent down into the corner, and Connor McDavid barrels over Mikey Anderson. Like, to me, it's those guys that set the tone, because if Connor McDavid is going out and hitting somebody, then Matthias Janmark has to go out and hit somebody. And Jeff Skinner has to go out and hit somebody. Yeah, Janmark and Fogle.
Was that weird or what?
I don't know what's going on there.
Maybe they didn't like each other when they were teammates for the last couple of years. I was very surprised by that. I'll be honest with you.
That was a little weird, wasn't it?
And he really went after Fogle a
Weren't
lot.
they doing the hooking along the board too? Was it
Everything.
not Janmark that
well,
he got the
and,
hooking
and
penalty on?
Fogle was tied up with Arvidsson, which was funny in its own right. But then Janmark went and found Fogle, and I don't know if there was beef there from before. Maybe Janmark didn't like the fact that Fogle was playing ahead of him in the lineup. I just found that very bizarre. Let's see it spill over.
Okay, so McDavid with Brown and Skinner at the morning skate today.
We're going to see Connor Carrick make his Oilers debut.
That's exciting.
Yeah, really exciting. And then Stu Skinner starts tonight.
Thrown to the Wolves in the final game of the regular season 2 years in a row.
Yep.
For Stuart Skinner. Anything else? Anything else from that skate so far?
I have not seen anything.
Well, we'll talk
so
about
far.
this McDavid Brown Skinner line, but we haven't seen like any other full line combinations.
There you go.
Okay, there we go. Give them
from
to me.
Tony Barr. McDavid with Skinner and Brown. Nugent Hopkins with Podkolzin and Arvidsson. Henrique between Perry and Kapanen. Janmark with Jones and Hudson. The extra skating are Kane, Draisaitl, and Hyman. So we're not going to see Hyman tonight or Draisaitl. That surprises me a tiny bit.
Which one, Draisaitl?
Draisaitl and Hyman not playing.
They're just resting, buddy. Don't be concerned.
Sure,
McDavid says they're healthier than you think.
Dr. Connor. On defense for the Oilers, you got Cam Dineen with Evan Bouchard, Brett Kulak with Josh Brown, Ty Emberson with Connor Carrick, Nurse and Klingberg. I guess it's good to see Klingberg skating, and then Stu Skinner starts in that. So we're watching two not great teams.
That's got to be the worst blue line they've dressed in
years.
Long time.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's funny because out of that whole thing, you said Draisaitl not playing. Kind of surprised you a little bit.
Yep. I'm into.
Klingberg skating is interesting. I mean, we didn't. Where'd he been? Had he been skating at all recently? Had he been?
I haven't seen him.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him skating. No, the last week or two at the rink, I have not seen John Klingberg kicking around.
All right, so Klingberg skating today. McDavid, Brown, and Skinner. Any chance? And we've been asking people this. I think we asked, was it Noodles today, or Noodles was like, I know people are talking about it, but any chance that's the McDavid? I guess top line because it's McDavid. I think Draisaitl and Arvidsson and Podkolzin.
I think you have to put Zach Hyman on that line with Connor McDavid. You have to. I don't care what kind of chemistry those three have had, McDavid, Skinner, and Brown.
But why not? It's not like Hyman's lit the world on fire with McDavid this year.
Jeff Skinner has literally never played a playoff game.
Good. Put him on the best player in the world's wing.
Okay.
I mean, congratulations. Here's your first playoff game. Your reward is still okay. I mean, the Brown Hyman thing, I might have time for.
Yeah.
But who's replacing Skinner?
You could put Hyman on the left side and leave Brown up there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
He plays left wing too.
But how can you not be tempted by Nuge, Hyman, Kane on a third line?
Sure, you can be tempted, but I don't know.
So that way when the Kings, depending on, so who do you think the Kings, is it Kopitar is going to go up against one of the big boys?
Yes.
And then Byfield, I guess? Or do they put the Deneau Fogle line out?
Put Deneau.
Good. Put Deneau and Fogle out against the Draisaitl line. We dare you. Like, I'm nothing against Philip Deneau, but if you get a head-to-head series where Deneau is playing against Leon freaking Draisaitl,
and you're
series,
3-0 against him in the playoffs,
but then you'd have the Byfield line against Nuge, Kane, Hyman.
Yeah,
like I don't know. I think that's. I mean, you could go Nuge, Brown, Hyman.
That's what I'm saying.
Or no, I'm saying you could go Nuge, Brown,
or no, I'm saying
Kane. So where's Kane? Like, if you think Kane's going to play game one, where do you think Kane ends
I don't think he plays with Draisaitl. But one thing that was interesting that Leon actually said the other day when he came out and spoke was he goes, he talked about playing with Kane, and he's like, I've been around long enough, I could play with him. Was he hinting at something? Or am I reading too much into it?
Say that again. It was
he brought up playing with Evander Kane. And we've seen those two paired up before. Limited success. And it was unprompted. And he's like, I know how to play with Evander. I know how to play with that guy. I know how to play with that guy. I've played on many different lines this year. I've had many different combinations of wingers. But he actually brought up playing with Kane. And I'm wondering if he let something slip, or am I reading too much into it?
I don't see them playing Draisaitl and Kane together.
I don't see it either.
I don't think that's the spot where Kane slides in. Would you have Kane with McDavid and Hyman maybe?
Yes. I'd rather have that.
Then you could go Nuge, Skinner, and Brown.
Sure.
Henrique, Janmark, Perry.
Sure.
And then Podkolzin, Draisaitl gets to keep his Podkolzin toy.
He gets his Podkolzin. The guy who passes to him and only him.
No wonder Leon loves playing with him.
Sure, I'd love that too.
All right, 780-218-9999. Hey, guys, are the Oilers going to L.A. after this game, or are they coming home first?
Okay.
What's the latest?
Here, so someone called me that's with the team right now, obviously, and we're discussing it. And so if they play Sunday, which we fully anticipate they
Nacho
do,
Man.
there goes Nacho Man. Very nice. He should have got some of these.
Yeah, he should have had a nacho with Nacho Man. That
would have been
great.
perfect. Okay, so if they play Sunday, which we anticipate they will for game one, they will go immediately from San Jose to LA. They'll stay in San Jose tonight, fly to LA tomorrow. So they'll rest
San Jose
up.
is the one you can't fly out of after.
It has a curfew. The airport there has a curfew. There were times where we would have to drive to Oakland and fly out of Oakland to get to our next destination.
Is Oakland's airport as hard as the city?
You know what? We don't even go into the terminal. You would go right.
Okay.
You drive right up to the plane.
I'm assuming Oakland's airport has just been tagged.
That's a rough city,
like
man.
crazy.
That's a rough
Big
city.
Uke.
Big Uke.
What's up, buddy?
Jay
and Jocelyn in the house.
Jay and Jocelyn. Very nice. Good turnout today. So, okay. They play Sunday. They'll stay in San Jose and fly to LA tomorrow. It was brought up to me that there is a chance they play Monday. I don't know why, but if that does occur, then they would fly back to Edmonton.
I was trying to think of the Monday thing because we were kind of
we were talking
I sort
about
of started sniping in on the hangout there.
Yeah.
I
was surprised. I'm like, why would they play Monday? It looks like it's set for Sunday.
The only thing I can think here, this is all being held up by the Montreal Canadiens.
There you go.
Right? Like, if the Habs make the playoffs, Sportsnet's going to want the Habs on the Saturday night. Leafs and Sens Sunday.
What do you do with Jets?
So we were talking about the lock shop with us. Jets could play Saturday night. He did say there's a BTO concert in town, but they're willing to bump BTO for the Winnipeg Jets game.
I feel awful for BTO.
So you could go Habs early game Saturday, Jets late game Saturday, Toronto Ottawa primetime Sunday.
Yep.
Edmonton LA
wrap it up.
So the only thing I'm wondering is if I wonder if why it hasn't been announced yet is I'm looking at conflicts here. If the BTO concert can't be moved, then do the Jets have to play Sunday and they get the late game Sunday and then they push the Oilers to Monday? But I think it's going to be Sunday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
For games 1 and 2 for the Oilers.
And that was what we were told this week.
Yeah.
And last week.
I was texted
Sunday,
by
Wednesday.
somebody in the TV industry.
Yes.
That said that's what it's going to be, Sunday, Wednesday.
Yeah. So that makes
it was off the record, so I wasn't supposed to say it.
You now
but as long as I don't say who, I think we'll probably be okay.
Do not implicate them.
So if I were you, I'd start planning for a Sunday,
Wednesday
first round, which I think the 2 days between games 1 and 2, I think it's good either way for the Oil. Like if they win, the Kings get to stew on it for 2 games and be like, damn it, we got to get game 2. And if the Oilers lose, it's like, whatever, a couple of days rest,
regroup,
balls to the wall in game 2 on Wednesday.
If anything, too, the extra day between games, maybe some rest for some of these guys who are still mic'd up. The other thing, too, I just want to add, I can't wait till we hand out the cup July 5th, 5 days after free agency. That day is coming.
That's not happening.
I'm kidding. I'm being facetious.
But it's going to be close.
Last year, we were 3 days out from the draft.
The NBA season starts after the NHL season.
Yeah.
And it's already into their play-in, playoff type of thing.
And they take their sweet-ass time playing between games in the playoffs.
Between the playoffs, yeah.
They
ride it out. They ride it out, too.
Yeah.
All right, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Penner's Pancakes says Carolina not playing several regulars today, so the Habs have a good chance to get that critical point tonight.
Columbus has the Islanders tomorrow.
But so if Montreal doesn't clinch tonight, then we have to wait another day
I
to
suppose.
get these playoff schedules confirmed.
Yeah.
Mex Bazuzu says if it weren't for BTO, Sportsnet would be taking care of business. Mex Bazuzu, that's pretty funny, buddy.
Well
Not
played.
gonna lie, that's pretty well done. There's no text of the day prize
Yeah,
here,
ba-dum-bum.
but that's pretty funny. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. We would very much appreciate that. But yeah, hopefully they get things moving along here somewhat quickly. Let's dive into a few more texts. 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Play Skinner and Brown with McDavid to start. Bolster that third line early in the series. This one is in from Brad in Victoria.
Mm-hmm.
Gentlemen, you guys have already discussed, but I'm very concerned about our D depth. With Ekholm injured, Stetcher is full time, and our replacements, if there is an injury, are Brown, Dineen, and Klingberg? ?
Yeah.
I don't think I trust any of those guys in a playoff game. Not close to contender D depth, I don't think. They will be leaning extremely heavily on Nurse, Kulak, Bush, and Woolman. That comes from Brad and Victoria, which I think is a very reasonable take.
The last line
on the back
sums
end.
it up. Like this whole run, if those 5 D-men stay healthy, is essentially what will happen.
Those 4 D-men. He didn't even say Emberson in there.
Oh,
Kind of
right.
just said like the,
Pardon me,
four.
the 4. Yes, 100%. I mean, I don't know what to expect from Emberson. I think best case scenario is like a Matt Green 2006 type emergence.
You're always looking for a Matt Green guy,
Always,
right? Like,
but he's a different defenseman.
The city's always looking for that Matt Green style. Toronto Blue Jays up 1-0 in the 6th here.
Oh, that's
I've been here the entire time that game's been on. It's kind of been nice.
It's
sitting here.
crazy how crisp the image is on a 95-inch TV.
Yeah,
And then the one behind us is just as crisp. It's
I know.
170.
Our graphics look pretty crisp on that TV though.
Yeah. Next time we'll plug it. We'll hardwire it.
In year 3 of EST, we'll invest in like legitimate cameras.
These are 1080.
I know. It's just like there's. You remember we had Pat Mayo on the Nielsen show?
Pat
Did you see him
Mayo's
that day?
count. Amazing.
He looked like he was AI, for goodness sakes.
He did. Unbelievable.
All right. Nature Boy texts in at 780-218-9999. Says, bottom line is the Oilers have something no other team in the NHL has. 2 top 5 players in the world. Plus, there is a budding Janmark Fogle feud. And the Nurse and the Vander Kane, who are going to be in a bad mood. This one is in no name on this, no handle. Feel free to text in one if you want. If Skinner and Brown can hold their own on the first line, we have Pods, Draisaitl, Arvidsson, Kane, Nuge, Hyman, Janmark, Henrique, and Perry, which is kind of what I laid out earlier. If they decide to keep Skinner, what do you think? What do you expect from Skinner?
I don't know.
He could be.
Honestly, don't know.
He could be a playoff beast.
But
we can't say that that's not a possibility.
There's no confidence in saying that.
You don't think he can be a Fernando Pisani?
No. No.
I mean, me neither, probably. But I thought it would be nice to kind of give him a little bit of a bump.
Yeah. Maybe he dials it in. I mean, he looked good in that first game against Winnipeg, but what do you have? 17 saves on 18 shots. Not a ton of work. They were good defensively.
I'm talking Jeff Skinner.
Oh, Jeff Skinner.
Of course, Stu Skinner can't be
not a
Pisani.
Sorry, I thought you meant like
who's
Ryan
more likely to be Pisani, Jeff or Stu Skinner?
Sorry, my bad.
You've known this guy since he was a kid.
Dumb as a post.
Unbelievable. You're lucky. You're handsome, Tommy.
I know.
All right.
Jeff Skinner. I don't know what to expect from Jeff Skinner. For all I know, he could be Sergei Samsonov. You want another 06 reference? There you go.
I loved Sergei Samsonov.
He was very great.
Even when he played for the Bruins and I was a Habs fan, I still loved Sergei Samsonov.
I would sacrifice Marty Reasoner 100 times for Sergei Samsonov.
Pat, yeah, you would, eh?
Absolutely.
PJ over in the chat says Sagan has been activated off the LTIR. Stars getting one of their good ones back. Huss and I were discussing it because we brought it up earlier on our show this morning. Which team has the most pressure heading in to win the Stanley Cup this year? And a lot of people said Toronto.
No,
I still think there has to be pressure on the Oilers. I mean, they got to Game 7 last year. And,
yep.
But Dallas might be the answer. Like, they get to 2 conference finals, haven't got to the Cup final with this group, and went out and brought in Mikko Rantanen and gave him an insane amount of money, the biggest addition at the deadline for a team that's been to back-to-back conference finals. Maybe Dallas is the team that has the most pressure on them to win the Cup.
I don't disagree with that, but where does Winnipeg rank in this? Because they had an outstanding season. They win the President's Trophy. Now they think they have a contender, which I think in theory they do. But I also believe a lot of the hockey world just thinks, "Oh, that's cute. Good job, Winnipeg. You're still going to."
But I think that's what it is. Yeah,
it's like good try. I think of Toronto in that fashion, where internally in Toronto, it's like, these guys got to win a Stanley Cup. But Toronto has never won more than 2 rounds in a playoff.
Ever. Well, like since the expanded playoff. Yeah, well, even back then, because they only had to win
ever.
the 2 to win the cup back then.
They've never won more than 2 rounds.
Biggest fraudulent franchise in North American professional sports. And that's saying something with the Cleveland Browns being a thing.
And Jacksonville.
I mean, I still got time for Trevor Lawrence.
Oh,
I got a ton of money invested in Trevor Lawrence rookie cards, so I'm still promoting.
Yeah,
I have to die on the Jacksonville Jaguars hill.
Okay.
So
okay,
I wouldn't compare that. KB says Winnipeg out in the first round. Book it. I don't think so. I think we'll make our predictions tomorrow on the Nielsen show. But spoiler alert, I'm taking Winnipeg in 5.
Yeah. St. Louis without Holloway, that's a tough go, and no Parayko as well. Maybe the bubbles burst on them. They had a great run. What about Vegas? If you want to talk about like playoff pressure to win another Stanley Cup, like they have an owner who's insane, incredibly cutthroat. They have a president and GM and McPhee and McCrimmon who basically blame the coach anytime anything goes sideways and fire him.
I would say internally maybe yes, but Vladdy just hit a bomb.
He's wearing the jacket.
Vladdy just hit his first home run of the year.
I think so.
Vladdy just hit his first bomb of the year. While we were here, watching on the massive screens, it happened right behind us. I wasn't even paying attention. That's Vladdy's first bomb of the year.
What do you think of his new European trim fit physique, by the way?
Yeah, he looks kind of like you do.
Thank you.
Because you're European trim fit as well, right?
Yeah, built like a distance runner.
Actually, yeah, that face is less chubby than it used to be.
Yeah.
So hopefully he didn't need that extra weight to keep crushing bombs, but he's got one, and hopefully he gets hot now. Sorry, we got distracted. It's like when a squirrel runs by. All right, Vegas does not have more pressure than win Edmonton. Yeah, no, I think Edmonton is a top 3 pressure to win it thing. Dallas, Edmonton, and I know it's Toronto, but they won the division this year. They finished. I'll still pick them to lose to Tampa in the first round or second round. If I don't pick them to lose to Ottawa in the first round when we finally get into our predictions tomorrow. But
can I read this one for you?
Yeah.
It's from Bobby LaFrench.
Bobby LaFrench.
And in English, his name is Robert the French. Dusty, I'm going to the Habs game
That's one of the
tonight.
funniest things you've ever said, Tommy. That's funny.
I'm so pumped. I'll kiss the Koivu monument for you. Go Habs, go.
That's nice. Yeah. Last time I was in Montreal, the Koivu monument wasn't up. All right, should we try one of these wings? Big Uke is saying try the wing.
You are the devil, Big Uke. All right, you go first.
Are these the atomic wings?
Atomic. Can I have it with ranch? I'm sweating already. Okay. Am I in trouble?
Oh.
No.
How could you eat 5 of those? Oh, my God.
Oh. Nope. That's not for Tom.
Those are hot. Can I grab an iced tea?
Thanks, Lisa. Yeah.
Oh.
No, I can't do that.
My God. Woo. Oh. Those are hot. Oh, my eyes are watering. Who would do that to themselves? Like
you guys.
Oh man, that is. Yeah, I think I just. Oh man,
that's so hot.
I mean, it was tasty when you bit into it, but then you're like,
Nope. You're in trouble.
Thank you.
I'm almost crying. See, I get not good.
Oh, man.
Very spicy.
That might be, I don't eat spice. That might be the spiciest wing I've ever had in my life. Woo. All right.
This is like that Hot Ones show.
Yeah, how do people do that?
Just watch people suffer.
Don't they have to eat a bunch of them?
I'm literally sweating. Oh my God.
That is, oh, it just won't stop burning. You drink a bunch of this, and then it's like, oh boy.
Way too
All
spicy
right.
for Tom. Oh, look at this.
Ooh.
You can even see it on camera. I'm sweating.
Yeah, these things are insane. My right eye is like crying, but I'm not crying. I don't.
You're not crying. I'm crying.
Corey Bates says, "Oh my God, please, it can't be that bad." Tommy, you eat more hot stuff than me. Like you are sweating.
Yep. It won't go away.
I don't understand why anybody would ever have a second bite of those. Like, my
Woo.
God. All right.
Okay.
What a way to wrap up the oil stream today.
I could probably blow my nose right now.
Oh, yeah.
It just cleared everything out.
All right. Thank you, Coob, for
They're
getting
laughing.
us out of
They're
here.
laughing at us. Rightly so.
That is going to do it. I
Look at
mean,
it.
I don't know if I would suggest the atomic wings unless you really like hot stuff.
You better
Those
be
are
a
hot.
sick puppy to eat those things.
Oh, man. All right. That's going to do it. Huge thanks to Jason and his crew out here.
Yes. Thank you.
At the Boston Pizza and Clever. We'll be back here for a patio show in a few months. And, yeah. Oh, man.
To all the nasties who showed up.
Yeah,
today.
yeah. Thank you to everybody who came out.
Round
It
of
was
applause.
good. Okay, let's just go.
You can't even do it.
I can't even finish
Sign
up here.
off.
That's going to do it for the oil stream. EST Afternoons is on the way next.